If your hair's been acting up, whether it's dry, frizzy, limp, or just not curling right, this video will help you figure out exactly what it is you're missing. So let's get into it. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sequoia Unique, and today we're gonna be talking about how to tell if your hair needs moisture, protein, or both. We're also gonna be talking about how to test your hair porosity so that you can be using the right products. Yeah, you just didn't want to go to sleep, huh? So now mommy has to make the video with you, you know? That's okay. You say hi. Say hi. Okay, so first, let's talk about moisture versus protein. If your hair feels off, it's usually because it's missing one or the other, or sometimes even both. Here are some of the signs that your hair needs moisture. It feels dry and brittle, looks dull and frizzy, it's hard to detangle, snaps easily when dry, it soaks up product but it still feels dry. If that sounds like your hair, it usually means that your hair needs some deep hydration. You'll want to use products that have ingredients like aloe vera, shea butter, honey, and glycerin. Luna, let me put your diaper on, please. Cutie pie. You ready?
With your little cute seal.
Now, some signs that your hair needs protein. Now, if your hair is feeling too soft, too stretchy, or weak, it's probably lacking protein. All right, so some signs that your hair needs protein are if you have limp, lifeless curls, it's overly soft when wet and it's mushy, it breaks easily when stretched, lacks any kind of curl definition, and it feels weak or overly elastic. Oh. Hey. Okay, so to fix this, you'll need to do a protein treatment. My go-to is the ApfelG 2-step protein treatment because it usually brings my weak curls back to life. But remember, this stuff is really powerful, so don't overdo it. So, what if your hair needs both moisture and protein? Well, that's totally possible. That happens when your hair feels dry and weak at the same time. The best way to restore balance is to use a light protein treatment first and then follow up with a deep moisture treatment. As I mentioned, I love using the ApfelG's 2-step protein treatment because using these both together will bring back the strength and hydration that you're looking for. Y'all, ApfelG's 2-step protein treatment is a godsend because it not only gives you protein, but also moisturizes your hair after the intense protein treat. So let me walk you through how you're supposed to use it correctly. First, you want to start with clean, damp hair. So go ahead and wash your hair with a gentle shampoo to remove any buildup. You don't want any of the product blocking the treatment from doing its job. After washing, gently detangle your hair to make application easier, then split it into 4 to 6 sections. Next, you want to shake the ApfelG bottle and apply the treatment generously to each section. This stuff is very liquidy, so it can get a little messy. Just make sure you're coating every strand. You want to use a wide tooth comb or your fingers to distribute it evenly, but just remember to be gentle. But here's the important part. Do not cover your hair with a plastic cap once you're done applying the treatment. The treatment needs air exposure in order to work properly. Then it's time to let the magic happen. You'll need a hooded dryer or a blow dryer on low heat, or you can just let it air dry so that the treatment could dry properly. As it dries, your hair will start to harden, and that's totally normal. But listen, once it hardens, do not touch, bend, or manipulate your hair at all. Your hair is super fragile in this state, and messing with it can cause damage. Depending on your hair, this can take up to 15 to 30 minutes, or maybe even an hour or more if you're letting it air dry. Finally, for the first step, you want to rinse it out. Once your hair is fully dry and hard, it's time to rinse it out with lukewarm water. Let the water run through your hair and gently massage your scalp. Just make sure you're not being too rough because your hair has just been through an intense protein treatment. So just keep that in mind. Lastly, you want to deep condition your hair immediately. So this is the most important step. After using a strong protein treatment like this, your hair needs moisture. That's why ApfelG includes their balancing moisturizer. But if you don't have that, just use a really good deep conditioner. You want to apply it all over your hair and let it sit for at least 10 to 15 minutes and then rinse it out. Your hair should feel stronger but still soft and moisturized. Now, for this protein treatment, you don't really want to use it that often because it's really, really strong. If you find that your hair is damaged or high porosity, use it every 4 to 6 weeks. If you have mild breakage or just need maintenance, every 6 to 8 weeks is fine. If your hair is healthy, you don't really need to use this often, only as needed and if you see signs of protein loss. And that's it. All right, so now let's figure out how to test your hair porosity, aka how well your hair absorbs moisture. Knowing what your hair porosity is will help you use the right oils, butters, and products for your hair. So, test 1 is the water float test. And this is the famous one that everybody knows, and it's basically when you take a piece of your hair, a hair strand, and put it in water and let it sit for 2 to 4 minutes. Luna, what's going on with you, baby? Now, if it sinks quickly, that means your hair is high porosity. Basically, that means that it absorbs moisture fast but loses it quickly. Now, if it floats, that means your hair has low porosity. And that basically means your hair is resistant to moisture and takes forever to absorb it. Now, if your hair hovers in the middle, that means your hair is medium porosity. That just means that your hair has a balanced moisture retention. So another test that I'm not quite sure people know about is the spray test. And that's basically when you take a dry section of hair and spray it with water and just watch how fast your hair absorbs the water. Now, if the water beads up on your hair, that means that your hair has low porosity, which means, again, moisture resistant. If it absorbs it quickly or instantly, that means your hair is high porosity. That means it drinks it up fast, but it also dries faster. You want to take a nap? Yeah. Ooh, I saw you yawn. That means you're tired. Yeah. So, now that you know what your hair porosity is, here are the best butters and oils to use for your hair. If you have a low porosity hair, that means that you might want to use lightweight oils and butters. Some examples for oils would be jojoba oil, argan oil, sweet almond oil, and a best butter would be mango butter. If you have medium porosity hair, meaning you basically have balanced hair, you would want to use some balanced oils and butters. Some oils would be olive oil, avocado oil, and maybe sunflower oil, while a best butter would be shea butter, but only a moderate amount. Now, if you have high porosity hair, you might want to use some heavy duty oils and butters. Some examples of some oils would be castor oil, coconut oil, olive oil, and avocado oil. While a best butter would be something like cacao butter. So to recap, if you have low porosity hair, go for some more lightweight oils like jojoba oil or grapeseed oil. But if you have high porosity hair, you might want to use heavier oils and butters like castor oil and shea butter to seal in moisture. Okay, so now you know whether your hair needs moisture, protein, or both. And you also know how to test for your hair porosity. You also know which products will probably work best for you given your hair porosity. All right, y'all. Well, that's going to be it from this video. I hope that you enjoyed and you learned something new. And I will see you in the next video.